Absorption Part 2, 16.1.2 Digestive Glands. The digestive glands associated with the alimentary canal include the salivary glands, the liver, and the pancreas. Saliva is mainly produced by three pairs of salivary glands: the parotids, cheek, the submaxillary or submandibular lower jaw, and the sublinguals below the tongue. These glands, situated just outside the buccal cavity, secrete salivary juice into the buccal cavity. Liver. Liver is the largest gland of the body, weighing about 1.2 to 1.5 kg in an adult human. It is situated in the abdominal cavity just below the diaphragm and has two lobes. The hepatic lobules are the structural and functional units of liver, containing hepatic cells arranged in the form of cords. Each lobule is covered by a thin connective tissue sheath called the Glissen's capsule. The bile secreted by the hepatic cells pass through the hepatic ducts and is stored and concentrated in a thin muscular sac called the gall bladder. The duct of gallbladder, cystic duct, along with the hepatic duct from the liver forms the common bile duct, as you can see in this figure. The hepatic duct, the duct from gallbladder, then the duct from liver, and they together form the common bile duct. And you can see duodenum, hepatopancreatic duct, pancreatic duct, and pancreas in the figure 16.8, the duct system of liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. The bile duct and the pancreatic duct open together into the duodenum as the common hepatopancreatic duct, which is guarded by a sphincter called the sphincter of Oddi. The pancreas is a compound, both exocrine and endocrine, elongated organ situated between the limbs of U-shaped duodenum. The exocrine portion secretes an alkaline pancreatic juice containing enzymes, and the endocrine portion secretes hormones, insulin and glucagon. 16.2 Digestion of food. The process of digestion is accomplished by mechanical, chemical processes. The buccal cavity performs two major functions: mastication of food and facilitation of swallowing. The teeth and the tongue, with the help of saliva, masticate and mix up the food thoroughly. Mucus in saliva helps in lubricating and adhering the masticated food particles into a bolus. The bolus is then conveyed into the pharynx and then to the esophagus by swallowing or deglutition. The bolus further passes down through the esophagus by successive waves of muscular contraction called peristalsis. The gastroesophageal sphincter controls the passage of food into the stomach. The saliva secreted into the oral cavity contains electrolytes, sodium, potassium, chloride ions, bicarbonate ions, and enzymes, salivary amylase and lysozyme. The chemical process of digestion is initiated in the oral cavity by the hydrolytic action of carbohydrate splitting enzyme, the salivary amylase. About 30% of starch is hydrolyzed here by this enzyme, optimum pH 6.8, into a disaccharide, maltose. Lysozyme present in saliva acts as an antibacterial agent that prevents infection. Starch is converted into maltose by salivary amylase at a pH of 6.8. The mucosa of stomach has gastric glands, and gastric glands have three major types of cells, namely mucous neck cells, which secrete mucus, peptic or sheath cells, which secrete the proenzyme pepsinogen, and parietal or oxyntic cells, which secrete HCl and intrinsic factors essential for absorption of vitamin B12. The stomach stores the food for 4 to 5 hours. The food mixes thoroughly with the acidic gastric juice of the stomach by the churning movements of its muscular wall and is called chyme. The proenzyme pepsinogen, on exposure to hydrochloric acid, gets converted into active enzyme pepsine, the proteolytic enzyme of the stomach. Pepsin converts proteins into proteases and peptides. The mucus and bicarbonates present in the gastric juice play an important role in lubrication and protection of the mucosal epithelium from excoriation by highly concentrated hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid provides the acidic pH 1.8 optimal for pepsins. Renin with a double N is a proteolytic enzyme found in gastric juice of infants which helps in the digestion of milk proteins. Small amounts of lipases are also secreted by gastric glands. Various types of movements are generated by the muscularis layer of the small intestine. These movements help in a thorough mixing up of the food with various secretions in the intestine and thereby facilitate digestion. The bile, pancreatic juice and the intestinal juice are the secretions released into the small intestine. Pancreatic juice and bile are released through the hepatopancreatic duct. The pancreatic juice contains inactive enzymes trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidases, amylases, lipases, and nucleases. Trypsinogen is activated by an enzyme enterokinase secreted by the intestinal mucosa into active trypsin, which in turn activates the other enzymes in the pancreatic juice. The bile released into the duodenum contains bile pigments, bilirubin and biliverdin, bile salts, cholesterol and phospholipids but no enzymes. Bile helps in emulsification of fats, that is, breakdown of fats into very small micelles. Bile also activates lipases. The intestinal mucosal epithelium has goblet cells which secrete mucus. The secretions of brush border cells of mucosa along with the secretion of goblet cells constitute the intestinal juice or the succus entericus. This juice contains a variety of enzymes like disaccharides, example maltase, dipeptidases, lipases, nucleotidases, etc. The mucus along with the bicarbonates from the pancreas protect the intestinal mucosa from acid as well as provide an alkaline medium 7.8 pH for enzymatic activity. Submucosal glands, the Brunner's gland also help in this. Proteins, proteases and peptones, partially hydrolyzed proteins in the chyme reaching the intestine are acted upon by the proteolytic enzyme of pancreatic juice as given below. You can see proteins, peptones and proteases are converted into dipeptides in presence of trypsin or chymotrypsin and carboxypeptidases. Carbohydrates in the chyme are hydrolyzed by pancreatic amylase into disaccharides. Polysaccharide, that is starch, is converted into disaccharide in the presence of amylase. Fats are broken down by lipases with the help of bile into di and trimonoglycerides. Nucleases in the pancreatic juice acts on the nucleic acids and forms nucleotides and nucleosides. The enzymes in the succus entericus act on the end product of the above reaction to form the respective simple absorbable forms. These final steps in digestion occur very close to mucosal epithelium cells of the intestine. You can see this. Dipeptides is converted into amino acids, maltose into glucose plus glucose by maltase, lactose into glucose plus galactose in the presence of lactase. Sucrose is converted into glucose plus fructose in presence of sucrase. Nucleotides is converted into nucleosides by nucleotidases, and nucleosides is converted into sugar plus bases in presence of nucleosidases. Di and monoglycerides are converted into fatty acids plus glycerol in presence of lipases. The breakdown of macromolecules mentioned above occurs in the duodenum region of the small intestine. The simple substances thus formed are absorbed in jejunum and ileum regions of the small intestine. The undigested and unabsorbed substances are passed to the large intestine. No significant digestive activity occurs in large intestine. The functions of large intestine are absorption of some water, minerals and certain drugs, secretion of mucus which help in adhering the waste undigested particles together and lubricating it for easy passage. The undigested and unabsorbed substances called feces enter into the cecum of the large intestine through ileocecal valve, which prevents the backflow of the fecal matter. It is temporarily stored in rectum till defecation. The activity of the gastrointestinal tract are under neural and hormonal control for proper coordination of different parts. The sight, smell and or the presence of food in the oral cavity can stimulate the secretion of saliva. Gastric and intestinal secretions are also similarly stimulated by neural signals. The muscular activities of different parts of the alimentary canal can also be moderated by neural mechanisms, both local and through CNS. Hormonal control of secretions of digestive juices is carried out by local hormones produced by gastric and intestinal mucosa. So, we bring this part till here, we bring it to an end. Part 3 of digestive system will be released soon. Till then, take care and study hard and do hear one audiobook every day. You don't know, slowly you will gain from it. Thank you. Connect to Neet Shala on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Telegram. Thank you.